Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Some new turbo news came out. Right away, I'm going to say it's not the biggest news, but you know me, a win is a win. And any type of win will compound Turbo's price in the future, right? When Bitcoin dominance starts dropping, when it gets closer to altcoin season, that is when updates will have the most effect. By the way, if some of you are new, this is Turbo's official site, turbotoken.io, right? We can see it is looking pretty solid. And you can see it's on so many exchanges, right? We'll get into everything in just a sec, but I want to clarify and I want to say something. Look how many exchanges Turbo is on. It is over on 115 exchanges. Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken, right? We see some of the big boys near the top, but still, this is very, very impressive. And this is just something I love about Turbo, right? It has pretty much been clearing so many check marks. It has cleared so many check marks. We can see Chainlink, right? It is in certain games. It's in the metaverse. They're collabing with this person, that person. I mean, it is just looking fantastic. So if you're new and you're skeptical about buying Turbo, highly recommend checking out their site. You can go through everything in detail. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, right? Some turbo news, like I said, the only turbo news is that now that Trump token is live on Turbo Swap. You can swap Trump and Turbo cross chain with 50 plus tokens across. So we can see, right? Turbo chain, near Aurora, XRP, Solana, base, right? We can see all this. So that is pretty much the only news, right? We can see that there's also on-chain rewards coming for Turbo Chain. So we got this and pretty much that Trump token is live. Other than that, we can see that they are consistently active, which obviously we want to see. They're getting tens of thousands of views, which is also something we want to see. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, everything will move in a burst and in a spike. When things start really pumping and when altcoin season is upon us, that is when all the numbers really, really accelerate. Followers, views, likes, interactions, the price. I know a lot of people are getting a little upset, and some people are getting a little nervous because price, goes up and then down, up and down, and people are just getting mentally exhausted. And look, I understand, right? I understand it is very, very annoying, but it is just part of the process. You know, for me, this is still everything that's happening right now is on the micro level. And personally, I still have no concern. We can see if we go on the weekly that overall, right? Overall, just looking by the eye test, we can see that we are in two zones, zone number one and zone number two, which we came out of a couple months ago, right? And you could count this, right? We could count these smaller zones, but they're not too relevant. But overall, we can see that, just by looking with our eyes, that price is above this big, big zone where we consolidated for months, right? And remember, this wasn't a turbo problem or anything. Remember, the whole market was down and sideways. It was very, very boring and depressing. And then we were going up, right? The whole Trump thing happened too. Him getting into office, even though that didn't really affect our price too much. And then we were pumping once again, late November, early to mid December, and now we're kind of going sideways. And it is a little depressing, but ultimately, in the end, I am not too worried. Turbo is taking a hit, but guys, it is not just Turbo. It is not just Turbo. If I go to cryptobubbles.net, we can see right now that pretty much every single coin is in the red. Sure, there's a few coins that are slightly in the green, like 1%, 4.5%, 2.4%. But sometimes the way these updates work is that they were going red, 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 red. They have one green, hour, and crypto bubbles thinks that now they're in the green, which is not true. Look, the main coins that are pumping are Turbo, Jupiter, Solana, and Radium because they're all connected, right? Solana, obviously, Trump coin is on Solana. And, they pretty much use Jupiter and Radium for liquidity and for swapping. So that is why all of these are pumping really hard. But we can see in general, it has been red. Even for the week, it's been kind of mixy. Some coins have gone up, some have gone down. It is normal that money is going to be cycling, through the crypto market, right? It is normal. So I understand that, but I also understand your guys' frustration. Remember, you know, for me, this is just one of those moments where it's red, people are depressed. It's green, people are having all-time euphoria. They're happy. And at the end of the day, I get it. I get it. But look, as of right now, we are still creating lower highs, unfortunately, right? We have this high, this high, this high, and this high. I really did believe, truthfully, that this was going to be the start. I could see one, obviously, final pullback, like I said in the last video or the second last video, once we broke structure. Remember, it is very, very hard to say when it's literally the final moment. That is why I give out multiple price points of where, I'd recommend buying. But in general, I do think the reversal is here. We have all the indications that the reversal is coming, right? I will be breaking down multiple altcoins and we will be breaking down everything in the near future on a different video, but I will dive into it just a little bit. We can see this is the others altcoin, right? Index. We can see that, we are a little red here, and we most likely will pull back one final time to roughly 320 billion before we create a higher high. That is the most important, right? We have a high, 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 high. So we can see, right? It's kind of similar to turbo, right? So this isn't a turbo issue. This is not a turbo issue. And if I go, to other coins, render, not a turbo, not a render issue. AKT, so we can see that it's all the coins are starting to, decline. Yes, XRP did have that nice couple of days, but as you know, real world assets are the primary narrative right now, and things like XRP are flying because it is pretty much the bank coin for crypto. We can see HBAR also similar story, and Flux, right, same thing. So it's not a turbo issue, people. It's not a turbo issue. I am not concerned at all. The data does not suggest that, this is it. We are doomsday. I will show you the higher time frame, right? It does not look the most prettiest, but remember, that is usually how trading goes. You have to indicate certain order blocks, certain zones, give your bias on why you're buying, and then, just a couple hours, just a couple days, just a couple weeks later, bias is completely different, right? If we go on the 3 month, at the end of the day, even if we are a little slow right now, I still believe we will reverse. Remember, Turbo is one of the most bullish coins out there in terms of structure, right? When we look at the yearly candle, I mean, we went absolutely zooming. If we take it from the beginning of the year, so pretty much down here, all the way up here, you would have made 67 times your money, 68 times your money. So you got to remember, things do have to cool off a little bit before they have a genuine, very, very, very big pump. That is just the name of the game. I know it's not ideal, but that is just the reality of the markets. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I still have been dollar cost averaging, Turbo and other cryptos. I called it in the chat earlier today that I bought some around here, and I do expect to buy some over here again. Overall, I am still very bullish on Turbo. Unless something does change, I will let you know. But that is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.